pag-uusapan naman natin is all about rational inequalities. Paano kaya natin isosolve ang isang rational inequality? Okay, so let us take this example number 1. So we have 2x all over by x plus 1 greater than or equal to 1. Okay? So, sabi dito, i-treat natin itong 2x over x plus 1 greater than or equal to 1 as a single rational expression. So, kailangan makagawa tayo ng single rational expression. Okay? So, to do that, para ma-solve natin yan, solve natin siya step by step. First thing is, let us write 2x all over by x plus 1. And then, yung positive 1, i-transfer natin doon sa kabilang side of the equation, sa left side. So, magiging negative 1 siya, greater than or equal to 0. No? So, because pag nilipat natin yung positive 1 sa kabilang side, may iwan natin dito 0. Kasi ang ginagawa naman natin dyan is 1 minus 1. Then, nagma-minus 1 din tayo dito. So, pinapadali lang natin siya, no? Lilipat lang natin yung 1 sa kabilang side. Okay, so, and then, kailangan single. So, hindi pa to single rational expression. So, to do that, no, we all know na ang whole number ay may denominator yan na 1. Okay? And, para mas madalian lang tayo, i-multiply na lang natin ito, no? Cross multiplication ang gagamitin natin. 1 times 2x or 2x times 1 and x plus 1 times 1 or 1 times x plus 1. Either way, pwedeng gamitin yun. Okay? So, cross multiply lang natin yan dito and this 1 to this 1. And also, yung denominator sa denominator. I-multiply din natin para makuha natin yung denominator natin. Okay? So, let us first get the denominator, x plus 1 times 1, so we have x plus 1. Okay, so 1 times 2x, so we have 2x. And also, negative 1 times x plus 1 or 1 times x plus 1, so pwede natin sulat muna ng ganito yan, minus 1 times x plus 1 all over by x plus 1 is greater than or equal to 0. Lagyan natin ito ng quantity. This is quantity. Okay. So now, let us perform the operation here. Negative, i-treat na lang natin as negative 1 dito, no? Negative 1 times x and negative 1 times positive 1. Okay, so we have 2x. Negative 1 times x is negative x. And negative 1 times positive 1 is negative 2. All over by x plus 1. Greater than or equal to 0. Okay? So now let us perform the indicated operation in the numerator part. So 2x minus x, the answer is x. And copy minus 1. Over by x plus 1. Greater than or equal to 0. Okay, so we all know that this is a single rational expression. Okay? So single na siya, so dito na tayo mag-i-stop. Okay? Now let us test let us get the critical values. Okay? So the critical values of this critical values of this inequality. Okay? So to do that, let us copy first the single expression there. We have x minus 1 all over by x plus 1 greater than or equal to 0. Okay? So in our denominator, x plus 1, and our numerator is x minus 1, and we want to get the value of x. So i-equate natin yan sa 0 yung numerator natin and yung ating denominator. So we have n, x minus 1 is equal to 0, wherein we can get the x is equal to positive 1, no? And our denominator is x plus 1 is equal to 0, and we can get that the value of x is equal to negative 1. Okay, so we have negative 1 is for denominator and positive 1 for our numerator. These are the critical values of this inequality. Okay, so now let us graph the critical values. Okay, let us graph the critical values sa number line natin. Okay? Okay. So to graph, kailangan natin mag-draw ng number line. Okay? Okay? So now, lagyan natin ng arrow dito and here. So, i-plot na natin yung ating positive 1 here and our negative 1 is here. Ilagyan din natin ngayon ng hollow muna na circle sa upper part nila. Okay, hollow circle and hollow circle there. Okay, so we want to know kung ang negative 1 and positive 1 is a solution. So, paano natin gagawin yan? Isa-substitute lang natin yung value ng x's natin, ng x natin sa numerator and x natin sa denominator dun sa ating original inequality. How about if our x is equal to 1? Okay, so let us solve. If our x is equal to 1, that is, substitute lang natin yung x dun sa ating original equation, which is 2x over x plus 1 is greater than or equal to 1. Okay, so that is 2 times 1 all over by 1 plus 1 greater than or equal to 1. 2 times 1 is 2 all over by 1 plus 1 is 2 greater than or equal to 1. And we all know that 2 divided by 2 is equal to 1. Okay, so 1 is equal to 1. So therefore, our x here is a solution or correct. Since a solution yan, no, pwede nating lagyan na ngayon ng shaded part itong itong circle natin dito, but we will do it later on there mamaya. Now, how about if our x is equal to negative 1? Okay, so substitute lang din natin 2 times negative 1 all over by negative 1 plus 1 greater than or equal to 1. Okay? Now, 2 times negative 1 is negative 2 all over by negative 1 plus 1, the answer is 0. Greater than or equal to 1. And we all know that negative 2 over 0 is undefined. That is not possible. So, undefined is greater than or equal to 1, which is not. So, therefore, negative 1 is not a solution. Okay? So, since hindi siya solution, ililive lang natin as hollow yan. So, let us draw again graph sa kabilang side natin. Okay? Okay, so that's it. Medyo i-erase ko lang itong part na to. Okay, so now, so i-graph na natin ulit. This is positive 1 and this is negative 1. And ang circle niyan ay shaded part because that is a solution and yung negative 1 is not a solution. Okay? That is hollow. Okay. Now, let us get the test point. Okay, paano naman natin kukunin ngayon yung test point? So, kukuha lang tayo ng mga values dito sa left side ng negative 1, yung nasa middle ng negative 1 and positive 1, and also nasa right side naman ng positive 1. Okay? So, let's say, meron tayo ditong negative 2, negative 3, and we have here positive 2, positive 3. And also, the middle part is 0. Okay? So, we want to get from this side, we want to get any number. Okay? So, since yung negative 2 na lang ang kunin natin, let's say we want to get the negative 2 here. So, our x here is equal to negative 2. This is what we call test point. Okay? Test point. So x is equal to negative 2. So let us test if negative 2 is a solution or included din sa solution natin. So doon din natin lalagay sa original equation. So 2 times negative 2 all over by negative 2 plus 1 greater than or equal to 1. Okay, so 2 times negative 2, the answer here is negative 4 all over by negative 2 plus 1. The answer here is negative 1, right? Greater than or equal to 1. And we all know that negative 4 divided by negative 1, the answer is positive 4. Negative divided by negative is positive. And greater than or equal to 1. And 4 is greater than 1. So therefore, this is true. Okay? This is true. Now, we want to get the values between 1 and 0. Between 1 and 0. Between 1 and negative 1. We want to get the values nasa gitna ng positive 1 and negative 1. Which is, pwede natin kunin ang 0. Okay? 0 ang pwede natin kunin. Pwede din kumuha tayo dito sa part na to, negative 0.5, no? Or positive 0.5, but mas madaling kunin ang 0. Okay? So let's say x equals 0. Substitute lang natin yan doon sa original inequality. So we have 2 times 0 all over by 0 plus 1. Okay? Is greater than or equal to 1. So 2 times 0 is 0 over 1. Greater than or equal to 1. And 0 over 1, the answer here is 0. Okay? Greater than or equal to 1. And we all know that 0 is not greater to 1 and 0 is not equal to 1. So therefore, this is x or this is false. Okay? Now, how about pag ang value naman natin, kukuha tayo dito sa right side ng positive 1. Okay? So we want to get at the right side of the positive 1. So, pwede natin kunin yung 2, yung 3, or yung 4. Okay, so we want to get the x is equal to 3. So, yung 3 ang kunin natin. Okay, x is equal to 3. So, let us substitute 2 times 3 all over by 3 plus 1. So, we have greater than or equal to 1. And 2 times 3 is 6 all over by 3 plus 1 is 4. Greater than or equal to 1. Okay, 6 plus 4 is 3 halves. Right? 3 halves is greater than or equal to 1, or 1.5 is greater than or equal to 1. Okay, so therefore 1.5 is greater than 1, right? So that is correct. So this is true. Okay, so this is true, this is false, and this is true. So according to this, if x, kung makikita natin dyan, if x is less than negative 1, makakakuha tayo ng true. If our x is between negative 1, between positive 1, we can get false. And if our x is greater than 1, we can have true. Okay? And take note class that if the test value makes the inequality true, then the entire interval is a solution to the inequality. And if the test value makes the inequality false, then the entire interval is not a solution to the inequality. Okay? Remember that. Okay. So now let us write the interval notation. Okay? So we want to write interval notation here. Interval notation for this inequality. So we all know that positive 1 is a solution and negative 1 is not a solution. Okay? And then tinest na din natin yung negative infinity up to positive infinity. So we can write this up. Interval notation. Okay? So interval notation is this. Paano natin siya isulat? Yan. Okay, so we have negative infinity. And then, ang ating test, critical values natin na una sa negative part is negative 1. ilagay natin siya dito ng closed or quantity, it is because negative 1 is not included to our solution. Union of bracket ang gagamitin natin dito because positive 1 is included sa solution. Pag nakita natin bracket ito, therefore positive 1 is included in the solution up to positive infinity yan. Okay? So this is how we write interval notation. Okay? So that is how we going to solve rational inequality. Okay? I hope you learned something today. Good day class and goodbye.